Hello! In this video, I'm going to be talking about how you can turn these lemons of insecurity in today's world, in the time of coronavirus, into some really sweet lemonade. My name's Jennifer Roig-Francolí. If we haven't met yet, I am the creator of The Art of Freedom, and I specialize in helping musicians feel better and play better. So we're in a really weird time right now, aren't we? I mean, it's so strange to be indoors and to have to practice this physical distancing from other people. A lot of musicians, oh, there's a horrible glare here, sorry. There are a lot of musicians like myself who've had performances canceled, or music educators who suddenly need to transition their studios to teaching online instead of in person because we can't be in the same room with people anymore. There's a lot of insecurity, a lot of uncertainty about how long this is going to last. How is this going to affect my musical career? How can I sustain my studio and stay connected to my students? How can I stay connected to my employers if I'm a freelancer? So there are a lot of reasons that musicians right now can be feeling on edge, and it's harder for some than others, of course, but all of us, even, obviously not just musicians, we are all aware that things are rather shaky right now, and we don't know how long we're going to have to stay indoors. We don't know how long events are going to be canceled. So it's just the way it is. So in this video, I want to talk about what it's like to be in this insecure situation. I mean, it doesn't feel good in the body either when we're feeling anxious. The tension just kind of creeps in and simmers under the surface, right? I want to talk about that just a little bit, but especially I want to talk about what we can do to actually find a grounding, a solid foundation, something that we can really make our own that can quell some of those anxieties and help us feel stronger and more confident, even now while everything around us is kind of unfamiliar and strange, different and insecure. So the first thing, and I'm going to say hello to people coming on. If you're watching the replay, also, it would be great if you would just say hi. And again, if you have questions at any time during my live videos, please feel free to just type them in there. And if something resonates with you, it's really nice to share experiences here. So, Angel, thank you for being here. It's great to have you. So, if you were feeling anxious about anything before coronavirus hit, you're likely to have that experience magnified now. So if before this health crisis happened, you were feeling nervous about your career, or you had performance anxiety, or you were worried about upcoming events, if you were feeling pain in your body or some kind of tension when you're holding your instrument, if you were feeling burned out or finding it hard to motivate yourself to practice. I know a lot of people are having that issue these days. Whatever you were feeling before coronavirus hit is probably magnified right now. Now, some things may actually have been lessened and mitigated. For instance, if you were sore playing your instrument because you had rehearsals every day for 5 hours and now suddenly you don't have those rehearsals, this could be a perfect time for your body to get a break and you may actually be feeling better physically. But just because you're not playing or rehearsing or performing and you're not experiencing that pain right now, that doesn't mean that the underlying problem isn't still there. So there are things that you can see this time as an opportunity. I'm going to talk more about that in a moment, but for right now, when you're feeling really insecure and on shaky ground, it's very important to ask yourself, well, what is actually secure for me right now? What do I know? What is firm within me without a doubt? What do I know within me? What do I have? And how can I reflect on all those things that I have, both inside of myself? What are my strengths, right? That are parts and aspects of my personality. What are those strengths that I can rely on that don't change, that they're not reliant on circumstances? So having the certitude of something that you know about yourself on the inside can be very grounding. Now, you may have a faith. You can have faith in yourself. You can have faith in a higher self, higher power. That's one way that a lot of people find security, even when the world around them is shifting constantly. And one thing that we all do have, regardless of our religion or faith, is the ability to think. So human beings are thinking beings, and we have free will. This is huge. Because we have free will, we have the freedom to choose our thoughts. Now, you might notice that when you're feeling anxious and insecure, those feelings are associated with thoughts. They're ways that we're thinking. So if you can start to link up the thoughts you're having, like, oh my gosh, I don't know how I'm going to make any money because I don't have these performances, that kind of thinking causes the body to go into a startle pattern. The body also gets tighter, and it's harder to think straight. And you don't want that. When things are insecure, you need your ability to think well. It's absolutely necessary. You can't let yourself go into a panic because you need to be able to think well and quickly on the spot so you can make wise decisions. So having free will, knowing that, and using your free will to think well, to think constructively, is your biggest weapon, really. That, along with a faith, if you have a faith, and if you don't have a faith, you still have faith in something. So you can build your faith in love in your heart, for instance. We all have that. So that's where I wanted to start, that you have something that is secure, that cannot be disturbed regardless of the situation around you. So start there, and along with that, you've got to practice gratitude, because gratitude acknowledges how much is secure, how much you have already. You've got to take in that, all those good things that you have, and really feel the gratitude. And that is going to make a shift, not only in your mood, your outlook, your thoughts, but also in your body. Because when you're in a state of gratitude, your body starts to rest a little bit as it takes in the energy of goodness that's coming your way, or that's already inside of you. So gratitude is an essential foundation. Now, when you are experiencing this kind of world insecurity around you, you really need to, like I said, you need to know how to get in charge of your thinking. And there are certain things that you can start with. You have to know who you are. Okay, and that can be a lifelong journey. We're always asking ourselves, who am I, right? We're asking ourselves, who am I, for our whole lives, and we're always open to learning more in more depth what that means. So you've got to know who you are on many different levels. So start with that question, who am I, and who do I want to be? Do I want to be a person who is cowering in fear and anxiety and worry and doom and gloom? Do I want to be like that because of the coronavirus? I doubt that anybody wants that. But if we don't counter the natural anxious feelings with conscious constructive thinking and projecting towards a goal of what we do want, then habit is just going to take over, and startle pattern is going to take over, and you're not going to be in control of yourself, which is not what you want either. Okay, so I'm hoping this is making sense. You need to know who you are, who you want to be, and get really clear on that. Get clear on what you want also. So this means employing your whole self. You need to be thinking about your purpose. These are the 5 pillars, by the way, of the Art of Freedom, which is my work. You need to be clear about your purpose. And if you don't know your purpose, just start wondering. That's all you really need, is wondering about it. You need to use your mind. You need to use your thinking and connect that with your body and how you're feeling and your emotions. And you need to connect that with spirit, inspiration, whatever that means to you. Get inspired. That's what it means to me. And then as a musician, you want to know what you want as a musician, and you have things that you can learn and you can grow as a musician. Now, this time of enforced staying at home could be the perfect time for you to come back to yourself and ask yourself these questions. And you may have the luxury of more time to go into learner mode. When you go into learner mode, you need to be open to learning, right? And so opening up the mind, opening up the body to possibilities, new possibilities of growing your mind and your brain and increasing your skills, improving your technique, becoming more musically creative. All these things they're achievable if you know what you want and you have the tools to get there. Some of the qualities that we need to be able to move ourselves forward to what we want in this situation that's insecure on the outside are learning how to have more flexibility, resilience, resourcefulness. You need to become adaptable. This is a huge change for most of us. You have to open up to being adaptable. Increase your tolerance for what is shaky and doesn't feel quite right. You have to learn to be actually okay with more of that discomfort. We need to increase our patience, right? Because this could take months. We don't know how long this could take. So we've got to become more patient with the unknown, more tolerant of the unknown. And that increases our endurance, right? But you can use this time. This is the point I really want to drive home in this video. Use this time to learn how to be more present. Whoops, dropped something. To be more present with yourself, to open yourself up to learning new things, to grow, and really get inspired. This is a chance for you to magnify the good things, not just magnify the anxieties that you had before. Who knows? You could discover life-transforming things that could totally change you as a musician and skyrocket your technique and make you enjoy music like you've never enjoyed it before, regardless of your skill level. If you're open to learning and discovering what those tools are that could help you. That's the last thing I want to leave you with, is that we all need connection and we all need help. So if you're kind of floundering, not quite knowing what to do with yourself, or you're not motivated and you're feeling anxious and you don't really know how to take charge of your mindset and your body's anxiety, and you're just kind of flitting around and you're not feeling settled and it's freaking you out, you can stop and actually open up to receiving help. But you do actually have to take an action when you realize that you could use a little bit of extra support. You've got to act on that knowledge. And don't just let yourself flit around and waste time, because time is precious. It really, really is. And we never know when we're going to die. So carpe diem. It's like, seize the opportunity right now. If you realize that you want to learn something that you've never been able to learn before, or there's a problem you've always had that you haven't been able to solve, ask, find out, take action, and get help. And if you're a musician who's had any kind of issues before with performance anxiety, with pain in your body, with excess tension or the death grip on your instrument, or you find it hard to express the musical qualities that you want to express because something in your technique is limiting you, or fear of your audience is preventing you from playing as well in public as you can at home in your living room, then I strongly urge you to contact me because this is exactly the type of stuff that I teach my students all the time. And it's all online. It's been exclusively online for the last 2 years. I have a group program that meets a couple times a week, and we have people from all over the world and all different skill levels, all different instruments. So it's open to all kinds of musicians who want to learn and grow and possibly make huge transformations for the better. Now could be the perfect time for you to explore that. So if you want to know about that, just let me know. Just message me and ask me about my Jumpstart package. I'm offering a huge 50% discount through this week, possibly a little bit longer, it depends. But I really want to make things easier for musicians right now. And I know that this can be life transforming. My students are getting out of pain, like chronic pain from many years, and getting over performance anxiety, and just really learning the practice skills that make music making so much more fun because it's so much easier. Whatever you want to do with your instrument, it gets easier once you learn how to bring these skills into your repertoire with the Art of Freedom. So group programs and also private coaching. If you're at home and you have a freer schedule, you could do something now that you may never have been able to do before. So I just wanted to throw that out there, and I hope this has been useful for you, useful information. If you're not a member of my Musicians Mind Body Practice Tribe, my free Facebook group, then come on over. There's a lot of other material there, and you can find more details about how to contact me, or to the offer I mentioned about my Jumpstart package. It's there in the announcements, so you can come over there, or just private message me or message me through my business page. However you want to reach me, I would be very happy to chat with you if you want to know more. So insecurity doesn't have to be a bad thing, but we do need to know how to respond to it in a positive way. So use the tips that I gave you and take action if you want to learn more, or if you want more help and support with all of this. I'm here to help musicians feel better and play better. So stay healthy. Share this with musicians that you know if you think that could help them. And I also have, I'm showing up on my personal timeline every morning at 11:30 a.m. Eastern to offer some daily calm and silent meditation. That's another thing that can be really helpful right now. So you can come join me then, and I hope you have a beautiful day and stay healthy, and I'll see you next Thursday at 2 p.m. Eastern. Lots of love and happy music making to everybody out there. And thank you everybody who is here. Tisha, it was great to have you here. Oh, Tisha says, this is the best training I've ever had. Oh, thank you. I really appreciate your saying that. Tisha is in my Alexander Musicians group program, and that is an outgrowth of the Jumpstart package. The Jumpstart package gives people a chance to try that out. There's a 100% money-back guarantee, and people tend to love it, and then they have the option to join my regular group membership after that. Tisha, thanks. I really appreciate it. Okay, everybody, lots of love. Take care. Bye.